Hello, one and all. Thank you very much for tuning in after last week's disastrous run. I am Krex. I'm your host for 𝗟𝗟𝗩𝗘 MTG, and I'm presenting you once again with version 3.1.2 of my list. So, I'm not exactly happy with this list at the moment, but I'm just not sure what to change. You might see I've got up in the top left Witherbloom Command, which is a sorcery that has presumably a few different relevant modes. Quite unfortunate that it doesn't have the -2/-2 that Collective Brutality has. But the non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less destruction is pretty relevant, I think. It hits everything from Amulet of Vigor to Flipped Ajani to Static Prison, actually. And the Drain mode is a little bit relevant when you're in a tight spot. The mill 3 cards return a land, might return an Urza Saga, which is a big deal, but it also just might return a fetch land. I don't know, I just feel like Assassin's Trophy in particular, let's go ahead and pull that guy up. Assassin's Trophy in particular has felt pretty clunky, maybe a bit too heavy-handed for this extremely fast, extremely aggressive, energy-dominated meta. And I think that something like that Witherbloom command down here might actually be a good fit for what we've got going forward. I'm going to give this a little bit of thought and see how I can incorporate Witherbloom command. I may have to cut down further on my utility lands. Mycosynth Gardens might have to go down to a 2-up. It just might have to go down to a 2-up. It's just been a bit... It hasn't helped with my consistency in the way that I would like it to. And I'm going to need to find another solution for these Darkboard pathways. But the day to do that is not today. Maybe I will take one of these Assassin's Trophies, put it in the sideboard, replace one of these Damping Spheres, and then put the Witherbloom command up here. But I'm not entirely certain yet, and I think I'm just going to play today's league, see how well I do, see how well these cards do, try to evaluate how Witherbloom command would be doing in certain spots, and then just go from there. So give me a moment, I'll go ahead and queue into my first match. I'll be right back. Very good, and we have started with round 1 versus Oscar Prod 23. Hello, Marty. Thank you for tuning in right at the beginning. I appreciate it. I would like to be on the play, yes. And I am still a little bit sick, so bear with me. My audio is not going to be fantastic. All right, so what do we have here? This hand does a whole lot of nothing. It will have an Inquisition turn 1. Turn 2, I do what? I play Urza's Saga. I never cast this Assassin's Trophy. I don't think this hand has a game plan. I'm going to mulligan. This hand has a game plan. This hand bottoms one of the Mistress Baubles. It goes turn 1 Darkboar Pathway into either a Lantern or a Thoughtseize. Probably Lantern, since my opponent didn't reveal a Gigantha, and they're not going to have an aggressive start. Fingers crossed. And then I can do turn 2 Thoughtseize Pixis. I can throw this Bauble in the works too. Like, this hand has a game plan. If I can find my third land, I can immediately start popping off, pooping out construct tokens. That would be pretty chill. So I will keep this. I will keep this. I will bottom a Bauble, and I will be done. Let's go ahead and clean up some of my stops. Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and play this on the Darkboar Pathway side. And in fact, do I want to Bauble my opponents? See if I should either Lantern first or Thoughtseize first? How relevant would that be? There's no point at which I would be using... No, because my opponent might Thoughtseize me. I think I'm just going to go ahead and play the Lantern. Lush Portico, huh? You got it. Well, now if you play a land that's not Lush Portico. Oh, they're on some sort of control build? Well, fortunately, my hand is very good at answering a lot of different stuff because of the additional flexibility provided me by having a quick lock. So let's go ahead and Thoughtseize them. Wow. Huh. This is interesting. My opponent has a ton of answers to things, but I think I'm going to force them to burn their answers on construct tokens. Which means that I want to take that pesky Wrath of the Skies. Now, they still do have double Leyline Binding, which is quite unfortunate. And I think I'm going to just crack all my baubles now. I want to maintain a little bit of draw control with this Pixis. And at this point, really, there's no difference between a Solitude and a Leyline Binding. I do want to draw that Pithing Needle. I do not want to draw the Stirrings, but do I want to not draw it so badly that I'm willing to give my opponent a draw that's not Solitude? I don't believe so. Alright, so they've got the Solitude. Sacred Boundary is gone. They've got the Renin 6, which is going to return Flooded Strand. There we go. Oops. Don't want to do that. It's fine. Oops. That is there. That is not. Now, this Inquisition of Kozilek's just completely dead. I will go ahead and do that. Ah, yes. That's exactly what I wanted. Look at that. Now, do I create a construct here? That is the question. If I create a construct here, then it would be at the expense of me playing out my Needle and my Stirrings. I don't necessarily want to play out Stirrings right now. I don't need to turbo into this Codex Shredder. I mostly just need to answer what my opponent has in hand. And what my opponent has in hand is double Leyline Binding. That's really what's scary right now. They don't have much threat. I think I'm okay with just slow rolling and making constructs. My opponent can return as many lands to hand as they want with Wrenn and 6, and it's just not really going to matter to me. They kept the Solitude on top. They're respecting my construct game. That's very good. The constructs are simply a distraction. I will go ahead and make a construct, though. I'm literally just making these constructs to get these Leyline Bindings out of my opponent's hand. That's all I'm doing. They currently have access to 4 colors, so Leyline Binding costs 2. And I do want to draw this Codex Shredder. I'll go ahead and make another construct here. And I actually don't believe I need... I need another Pithing Needle? Not particularly. I might pull out a Pithing Needle just as a decoy for snagging a Leyline Binding. But I'm not exactly certain I need it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab a... Well, if they hit my Lantern with a Leyline Binding, then that's going to make me sad. So I think I actually will grab a Lantern. And this is a lethal attack at Wrenn and 6. So they are priced into either Solituding or Leyline Binding here. Leyline Binding, yes! You love to see it. Yeah, you got it. And you got a Solitude. That Flooded Strand is, I expect, to get picked up here in a second. They did not pick it up. Sure. So either way, they are going to have to do something here. Ah, that Thoughtseize is going to be quite welcome. Do I actually want Thoughtseize? Actually, I'm not even certain I want Thoughtseize. I might just play out my Mill Rocks and force this attack to be lethal and force my opponent to do something. Do I get greedy and fire off this Ancient Stirrings? I'm not entirely certain that's correct either. I don't think I need to do that. I think I can just play out my Mill Rocks. I don't think I need to play out the Pithing Needle. Alright, so this will make the attack lethal, and my opponent will need to either fire off a Solitude or a Leyline Binding. Yes! Leyline Binding. We take those. And yeah, you got it. All right, Galvanic Discharge is perfectly fine. You may keep that. But I will need to needle this Wrenn and 6 next turn. Yeah, Temple Garden is fine. That is the other Flooded Strand. All right, so now they're going to be able to deploy their... they're going to be able to deploy their Solitudes. So I will have to eventually worry about getting clocked by these Solitudes. Oh, yeah. I guess that's fine. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take this. I'm kind of in the market for an ensnaring bridge right now. But I'll take this land. I'm going to need a land eventually. Ooh, Assassin's Trophy. Do I keep that? I don't believe I do. I'll go ahead and take this this Codex Shredder, I mean. Just get as strong of a lock as I possibly can. Let's go ahead and needle that Renin 6 now. Ren and 6. Very good. Okay. So now I'm very much in the market for an ensnaring bridge. I'm not going to be likely to use this Urza Saga to hold off what my opponent is doing. Am I actually? Is this Urza Saga good enough? Let me find out. I'm going to take 3. I'm going to take 6 more. Even if they draw this Solitude, I'm only falling to 9. My constructs are going to be... My first construct is going to be an 8/8, which is way bigger than their Galvanic Discharge can handle. I think this Urza Saga might be good enough. I'll go ahead and... Oh, wait, no. Solitudes can snipe a creature when they come into play. I actually might try to get them into a dead draw this turn, just to buy myself an additional turn if necessary. Yeah, you can have a Supreme Verdict. Misty Rainforest is gone. Now, I don't want this Cling to Dust. I don't want this Collective Brutality would have actually killed a... That's a shame. That would have actually killed a Solitude. I probably should have kept that. But I wasn't thinking about it too much. Yeah, you got it. That's fine. I'll take it. You're out of... Ooh, that is a Flage. That needs to go. Ensnaring Bridge. Yep. All right. And this is the power of having an incredibly strong lock. This game is wrapped up. Now I just need to make sure to not allow my opponent to put a Flage into their yard. All right, let's go ahead and exile. All right. I don't need to play Needle on... Well, yeah, he can fetch every turn to avoid the filter a little bit, but that's not really all that relevant. Like, I'm just going to be tearing through their deck anyway. Yeah. Go ahead and take that Lantern. Sorry, I'm doing a couple of different things right now. Wow, all their good cards were on the bottom. That's unfortunate for them. So yeah, they can continually fetch to try to keep their good cards in their deck, but it doesn't actually matter all that much. And I have a strong enough lock to where I don't need to let them draw this. I'll let them draw this one, though. And I will actually allow them to have this Omnath, but not the Wrath of the Skies. Wow. All right, there we go. They almost broke through that. Now let's see if they have any more fetches in their deck. Fetchables in their deck. They might not. But yeah, that was a little bit scary, wasn't it? Just gonna fire this off now. And let's go ahead and exile. Yeah, all their scary stuff. Oh, yeah, it was more relevant when you wrote it on turn 4. I'm sorry, I don't pay attention to my chat very often. Yeah, you got it. You can deal 4 damage to me every turn for the rest of the game, actually. I think I'm just gonna F0 through this. And my opponent will not get another draw step. Wow, just all their good cards at the bottom of their deck. That's kind of sad for them, actually. All right, well, we have our first game win against 4-color Elemental Tribal, which I do not actually have in my sideboard guide, so I'm gonna have to kind of make this up as I go. Bloodchief's Thirst, not particularly strong. They do have Leyline Bindings and One Rings, which I think makes Terra Sunder's inclusion worthwhile. Cling to Dust for Flage is still probably acceptable. Grafdigger's Cage for Flage and for the ultimate of Wrenn and 6 is probably still good. Inquisition's stock for Inquisition is surprisingly low. What does it hit? It hits Wrath of the Skies, Teferi. Yeah. It's Wrath of the Skies and Teferi, both of which Duress can just hit better. And I need to make one more cut. I think I might just cut a Mistress Bauble. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut a Mistress Bauble. How do I feel about this? Oh, you know what I need to bring in? Extirpates. Extirpates need to come in. Mistress Baubles are out. These Extirpates, they have a lot of nasty stuff that I can hit with those. If I can Milibaseju and Extirpate it, that's going to be really good. If I can discard a Wrath of the Skies and then Extirpate it, that's going to be really good too. And honestly, it's not entirely out of the question that I simply Extirpate their Phlages and keep them off of threats. The sort of deck I only saw, what, 3 threats? Phlage, Solitude, and Omna? Alright. What is this hand's game plan? This hand casts turn 1 Thoughtseize, slows down the opponent with a Pithing Needle, and then relies on Urza's Saga to get the rest of the way. This hand can answer a Wrath of the Skies Teferi hand. It's a particularly weak hand, but given this particular matchup, I think I'm going to keep it. Although I could very well be persuaded to not keep this. That's a Terra Sunder. That makes this hand much better. Get out of here, please. That is double One Ring. Yeah. You know? It's double One Ring. How interesting. Oh, but their hand has almost no land in it. Is there any way that I can exploit this? They were really keeping this on the strength of Consigned to Memory. How can I most finish this hand? I can take their Consign. I'm gonna take their Consign. Yeah, if this hand doesn't find land, then they are in deep trouble. Interesting. They're gotta fetch a Surveil land here, right? Yeah. Do they surveil the top? They should know pretty quickly if they're surveilling the top or not. They do not surveil the top. And notably, they did not fetch a blue source. So they do not have blue. I will play Urza's Saga. And I will play double Pixis. Do I play double Pixis? Or do I play Pithing Needle on either Teferi or the One Ring? Now, what happens if my opponent draws Runner, Runner, Land, Land? If I play Pithing Needle on Teferi, then that will slow them down considerably, actually. And then I can Terra Sunder the first One Ring they play. I think that's probably okay. I am going to play Pithing Needle on Teferi. That's going to stop them from bouncing my Urza's Saga. Teferi, Time Raveler. And I do have the Terra Cinder for the One Ring. That's a Wrenn and 6. Grabbing Misty Rainforest, that's quite unfortunate. Oof. Alright, well. I am going to play out this fetch land, actually. And I'll go ahead and just fetch a swamp here. That Wrenn and 6 was a really, really good top deck. Misty Rainforest. Now, I could do something very interesting here. I could let them slam the One Ring. I could allow them to gain protection from everything until their next turn. I could allow them to draw a card. I could create a construct. Ooh, oh, that's so bad. Oh, that is a misclick. That was a misclick right there. That was a horrible, horrible misclick. Pass priority straight through it. Oh, that feels so bad. And then I could Pithing Needle the One Ring. Do this. And take out their Wrenn and 6. Alright. Oh, that feels so, so, so bad. I could have had another construct in play, mate. Ooh. Yeah, you can tune the narrative. So now they only have 7 cards in hand, and I only know 4 of them. Well, that's one of them right there. Surveil the top so that I can take it. Thank you. Oh, that felt so bad. I could have had so much more pressure in play. Alright, well, I'm still presenting lethal next turn. My opponent's going to have to take their next turn off to reset their ring. Yeah, you can Endurance. They're going to shuffle their own graveyard in, or put their graveyard on the bottom. That's fine. It's a terrible misclick. I could have won this game quite easily if I hadn't done that. Endurance is gone. They're continuing to draw lands. Still kicking myself for that. Yeah, they're gonna have to I can present 2 attackers next turn, each of which are lethal. So they will need to play this One Ring this turn, just to reset it. I mean, sure, I can eat your endurance for free. I'll be very happy to do that. Do I make another construct here? Yeah, I want their out to be Supreme Verdict. And I want to not allow them to have that out. So let's go ahead and do that. They're drawing a Flooded Strand for turn. They would basically have to have exactly Flooded Strand here, I think. Yeah, Renin 6 is not going to cut it. And through the power of drawing 2 Urza's Sagas. Oh, Wrath of the Skies would have also done it. Through the power of drawing 2 Urza's Sagas, I was carried by my egregious misplay. That was embarrassing. All right, let me go ahead and reset my stuff. I will be back for round 2. This is Philip. Hello, Philip. I would like to be on the play against you. This hand is a trap. I cannot keep this hand. This hand is better. This hand is missing a lot of pieces that it needs to function. But I'm not sure that a 5 would be better. I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to bottom the Overgrown Tomb. And I think I'm just going to play off of basics. Alright, my opponent has gone to 6. And I am just going to fetch a Swamp here and play a Pixis. I don't actually know what my opponent is doing quite yet. They did mull to 6, though. Their 6 is probably better than my 6. Oh, for some reason my chat thing isn't working. That's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and exile like this. I'll have to look that up later. I, in fact, will play out my forests, and I will play my stirrings now. Interesting. They're giving me more information before stirrings resolves. They're on some sort of blue-red build? They're spell piercing my ancient stirrings? Yeah, you got it. It's fine. Oh, I suppose I need to actually keep track of my stuff, don't I? Alright, well, let's just go ahead and start turbo exiling. Yeah, I will go ahead and stirrings again. Ooh, and I played my land. Trying to play around Spell Pierce. And I have no idea what to put this Pithing Needle on, so I'm not going to. Raucous Theater. They're doing something. Why would they fetch before island cycling? Why wouldn't they just island cycle and then fetch? I don't know. I'm sure there's some clever reason for it. Just can't think of it right now. Thundering Falls, huh? So am I playing just against good old Grixis control here? Oh, no, I'm playing against creativity. Oops, that's not good. I'm just gonna take that. Yep. Alright, go ahead and grab the Shockland. Gonna just start slowly exiling everybody's decks here. Well, now that I know that they are on creativity, what do I Pithing Needle? Not entirely certain yet. Let me think about this. Yeah, I don't know what to Pithing Needle. Let's go ahead and take that Lorien reveal. Really don't want them to be drawing a bunch of cards later on. Yeah, Scalding Tarn. And they have 5 unknowns. Now just completely 5 unknowns. They have more than one Archon of Cruelty in their deck. It doesn't matter. And if they've got the combo here, then they've got the combo here. Yeah, they got it. They're just destroying that. Well, let's see what's in their deck. All sorts of nasty things. Pyroclasm, Invert Polarity, Stern Scolding, Fatal Push, Brain Surge. Ew. Deduce, draw a card, and Investigate. And then Archon of Cruelty. Okay. Well, I'm going to discard this Pithing Needle that I didn't really want anyway. And now it is Race to Ensnaring Bridge. Can I afford to take an Inquisition on my way to Ensnaring Bridge? I think I can. Just to clear the way, just in case they have a counterspell. Wow. Choose target spell. You get 2 energy, then you may pay any amount of energy. Counter that spell unless its controller pays 1 for each energy paid this way. Yeah, that's game. I'm not going to concede yet because I want to gain access to more information on their list, but that is game, and I'll go ahead and mark this game as lost. I'm not going to concede yet. Archon of Cruelty. Ether Spike. Scalding Turn's probably gone. Oh, I wish I had done a better job of tracking their hand. Cruelty. Fable of the Mirror Breaker is already played. Interestingly enough, actually, I now also have my Assassin's Trophy as it now. So I think I will dig towards it. That's not good enough. Assassin's Trophy? Nope. I'll go ahead and concede here. I don't want to show my opponent more of my deck, and I don't want to waste time on this game. Okay. So, perhaps if I'd played a bit tighter, then that would have been okay. I hadn't considered that Assassin's Trophy would be an out. So I am going to keep an Assassin's Trophy, I think. Additional discard comes in. Extirpates come in. Bloodchief's Thirst do not come in. These do not come in. Damping Spheres do not come in. I think Pithing Needles are almost completely dead. Fable of the Mirror Breaker's backside is really the only thing I'd want to name with them, I think. But I do want all of my discard in. Cling to Dust, don't think is going to be super relevant. Indomitable Creativity. I do not believe that destroy X target artifacts and or creatures. Exiles the creature. So no. Grafdigger's Cage will not stop the creativity. It might stop a polymorph. Or whatever the red polymorph is. But I don't think it's worth it. I think I just need to go up on my discard. I will play first. All right, this hand is very good at ripping my opponent's hand apart, and then it has a little bit of consistency in this Ancient Stirrings. I'll keep it. My opponent is mulliganing, but I cannot allow them a bunch of time. Ooh, they're mulliganing hard. Yeah, I can't give them time to dig out of this. I'm going to fire off one Duress. Oh, they might be playing the One Ring. Every deck is playing the One Ring these days. Although Indomitable Creativity is artifact or creature, so they actually can't play the One Ring. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take your creativity. Leave you with 3 lands and Flusterstorm. Which I'm not going to be firing my Ancient Stirrings into because I don't need to. They really just brought in everything that they could think of. But yeah, the Flusterstorm slowed down my Ancient Stirrings a little bit. Iona, Shield of Emeria. Your opponents can't cast spells of the chosen color. That's kind of brutal. Scalding Tarn is gone. They have 2 unknowns in hand now. Oh, I should have fetch shocked. Oh well. Let's go ahead and play out Mycosynth Gardens, actually. And I will go ahead and do this. Brotherhood's End. Destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. You know, I don't need to go too terribly fast. That's the steam vents gone. And I do want this Collective Brutality. I don't think I want the Inquisition, though. I'll go ahead and cast this just like that. If this eats a Flusterstorm, I think I'm happy with that. I have one more discard spell in my hand. No. Okay. And I will go ahead and fetch another... Actually, I'm going to fetch a shock here. Just in case. Dress down. Brotherhood's End. And Brain Surge. Do I think I can beat a single Brotherhood's End? Dang, this hand got really good really quickly, actually. How do I win against this? Well, Brotherhood's End just answers everything, so I think I'll take that. And Urza Saga is something I do want. Unfortunately, I'm just going to have to allow them to have this deduce. And yeah, I want this Urza Saga. And I think I also actually want the duress. So I'm just going to hold everything up here. Interesting. Yeah, Spell Pierce stocks are pretty low, I think. Do I want them to just straight up have an Archon of Cruelty? They can cast it eventually, but I don't think that matters that much. Scalding Tarn is gone. Brain Surge. Alright, so Brain Surge is going to happen. They're going to get a Deduce, and then they're going to get 3 additional cards. And Lorien Revealed is not in my list, unfortunately. So I'm just going to mark that as a blank. Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. And I can tell that they put away the Lorien Revealed, but I don't actually know what they put away instead of that. I'm so sorry. I'm just really not paying attention to my chat. These games are taking a lot of my space. So, yeah, I'm being really patient with my stirrings here because I don't necessarily need anything at the moment. And what did they play? The Bloodstained Mire. So they have... These 4 cards could be their things. It's likely they put the Archon of Cruelty back, but I don't want to make any assumptions. And here. I'm going to fire off my Duress now. Yeah, that's the Archon is what they put back. I actually might try to beat them down. I'm going to try and beat them down. And here I will fire off. Actually, here I'm going to fetch first. Because I don't want this Mycosynth Gardens. Yeah, I will take a Shredder if I need it. But at this point, I think I might even rather them draw the Lorien Revealed. Ooh. Lots of good stuff here. I think I'm just going to take the Shredder. Yeah, I'm going to allow them to draw the Lorien Revealed. If they just take their next turn off to cast that Lorien Revealed, then I think I'm happy. But they don't. They're probably going to go for the much better play of, wow, sure, of Deduce into Fable. And then, again, I don't have a spot for that Lorien Revealed, unfortunately. Alright, so yep, they get to keep that Archon of Cruelty. Invert Polarity, I probably don't even care about. Okay. And now the onus is on them to not die. And I think I will just do this. I think I'm going to grab the Pixis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If they draw 2 lands off this Lorien reveal, then that'll get them to 7 and then 8 pretty quickly. So this Assassin's Trophy might actually end up coming in handy. But I don't think it'll get them up there fast enough. So I need to attack with this construct. They're not going to block. And then I need to decide if this invert polarity is worth my time. If they take next turn off to simply cast Lorien Revealed, then I Assassin's Trophy the Goblin Shaman and I win. If they hold open invert polarity, then they have to block my constructs, because I can just make a copy of something with Mycosynth Gardens and I win. So I think I'm just going to let them sit. Let them find the way out of this. Yeah, that's fine. You may not have an Indomitable Creativity. You may have a Spell Pierce. You may loot. So they're going to have a Thundering Falls and a Dwarven Mine. And they discarded Spell Pierce and Invert. All right. They're still in a pretty tricky spot. Either one of my attackers will be lethal next turn. I'll have a Thoughtseize that I can use to answer something if I really want to. I might not even need to. So they cannot really afford to attack with this Goblin Shaman token and try to build up to that Archon of Cruelty hardcast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so there goes the Dwarven Mine. They are hard casting the Lorien Revealed. Yep. So you're going to get a Steam Vents, and you're going to get 2 other cards. Indomitable Creativity and a Fable. Unfortunately, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, unfortunately, it just doesn't matter. All right, so I'm going to... Yeah, they literally have no answers to this at all. So let's just go ahead and do this now. And it's worth noting that that Spell Pierce wouldn't have actually helped, because I would have simply made a copy of the Mishra's Bauble with this. And let's go ahead and swing for lethal. And then I would have used Thoughtseize. Yep, you got it. All right, great. Oops. There we go. Okay. Well, that game brought to you by Urza's Saga. And my opponent mulling to 5. Oh, man. I don't really think that there's anything I want to change. I think I'm okay with just running it straight back. My opponent is probably going to be a little bit more cognizant of the Urza Saga beatdown plan. But, you know, I might just completely switch gears. I might just hide behind an ensnaring bridge. I'm not entirely certain how many answers my opponent has to a resolved ensnaring bridge, actually. The Iona Shield of Emeria, sure, but I don't really know how relevant that is. I would very much like to look through their deck with an extirpate. What does this hand do? This hand does turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Brutality, turn 3 Saga tokens? Is that good enough? They snap kept 7. You know what? It might be good enough. 2 discard spells is a lot of discard spells. Inquisition. Yeah, I'll play an Inquisition turn 1, that's fine. Are they gonna Spell Pierce it? I think I'm okay with that too. Yeah, that's fine. Do I even delay my Urza Saga by another turn? I might delay my Urza Saga. I might delay my Urza Saga. I think I'm gonna Thoughtseize them and decide after I see their hand if they even show it to me. If... Ooh. Oh. Never mind. I take it back. I'm not delaying the Urza Saga. Yeah, their hand just is a fat lot of nothing. Uh-huh. Well, I think I take the thing that just makes them win. And I will play an Urza Saga. And I will play a Mishra's Bauble. And I will play a Pithing Needle. What do I play it on? Do I play it on Lorien Revealed? I don't think so. I think I'm going to play it on Reflection of Kiki Jiki. Okay. And I'm going to try and kill them before they draw out of this. Arid Mesa is gone. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and make constructs. Yeah, Inquisition was really good. Just drawing out that Spell Pierce, it was fine. I probably would have taken Spell Pierce anyway. Just didn't see their hand that turn. Brain Surge, huh? That was a really good draw. I now don't know their hand. They are cycling the Lorien Reveal to get that shuffle. They got a Thundering Falls. They're playing something? A Fable of the Mirror Breaker? Okay. I don't think that I... Do I slow down? Oh, I don't need to slow down. Okay, that's fine. Thanks, Duress. Thank you. I appreciate you tuning in, Fernando. Again, I'm sorry I'm not very good at reading chat quite yet. I'm still working on that. But thank you for the congrats. I'm glad that I got my setup sorted out. It took me a long time to do. I will grab a Lantern of Insight here. I will attack my opponent. Will I Fatal Push? I don't believe I'll take the Fatal Push. I think I will Duress them. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I'm taking the Brain Surge here. Yeah, you got it. So they're gonna have a Fatal Push. And they're going to discard up to 2 cards. Draw that many cards. They drew an Archon of Cruelty and a Scalding Tarn. And they discarded Thundering Falls and an Ether Spike. I think that is probably correct. They're going to go ahead and push one of my constructs. Interesting. I think what I could do here I could put them in a little bit of checkmate. I could very simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They need to get up to 8 to cast Archon of Cruelty, right? Archon of Cruelty is an 8-drop, right? I think it's an 8-drop. I'm pretty sure it's an 8-drop. So I could Brutality, kill their Goblin Shaman. This is Reflection of Kiki Jiki, right? Yeah, okay. So I could Brutality, kill their token, play my Codex Shredder, play my Blooming Marsh, swing in for 5, and then next turn copy something with Mycosynth and force a lethal block. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Now, they do have the ability to stall for a couple of turns, but I think that's okay. I really just want to keep them off mana to cast that Archon of Cruelty. And of course, at any point here, I could very simply just pivot onto Finding Ensnaring Bridge, which, mind you, I haven't found one this entire series of games. You may have a Spell Pierce if you want it. You may not have a Brain Surge. That's too much. You may have a Bloodstained Knight. So they're going to be able to fetch up an additional creature here. Bloodstained Mire is gone. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're actually only 1 mana from being able to cast this Archon of Cruelty. I might actually want to pivot to finding myself an Ensnaring Bridge. And I think I will. Ooh, if I had just one, if I had the smarts to crack my bauble there, oh, that would have been great. Oh well. Let's go ahead and swing in. Force them to respond to my lethal attack. They have to block with this reflection or else they die. Okay, great. Okay. Now what's going to happen is they are going to hard cast a reflection of Kiki Jiki. Hard cast an Archon of Cruelty. And I'm gonna have to find some way this turn to answer it. Really? No, you cannot have an indomitable creativity. Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah, you got invert polarity. Okay, so they got another Dwarven Mind. They're gonna hard cast their Archon now. Please, deck, I'm begging you. Let me find an Ensnaring Bridge or something. Yeah. That's fine. Oh, they drew a card? Uh-oh, I wasn't paying attention. I don't know what they drew. I don't know what they drew. That's kind of bad. That's kind of bad, actually. I don't know what they drew. Well, let's go ahead and copy our Codex Shredder here. And go ahead and pop Bobble. Wait. Well, I can afford to draw this Thoughtseize. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing here, Mickey. I'm just gonna be drawing to an Ensnaring Bridge. I'm gonna Thoughtseize here because I can afford to. Right? Oh, actually, I can't afford to unless I draw Bridge right now. That's not a bridge. That's a bridge. Always had it. Invert polarity. Wooded foothills. Okay. That's right, I play Ensnaring Bridge in my deck. You would have never known because I haven't seen a single copy of Ensnaring Bridge this entire match. But I do play it. Now I just need to answer those indomitable creativities. I'm going to not hold on to this Thoughtseize because they have 1/1s in play. I'll take the Fatal Push, I guess. And I actually think it is correct to be milling them, right? Yeah, I'll go ahead and start milling them. And now we just see who draws out of this. Currently, my opponent will have 10 draw steps. They can see a third of their deck. I'm going to Inquisition, because that's just what I drew. Elish Norn. Yeah, you got it. All the nasty stuff. They drew something relevant. This is a creativity, for seriously. It's a Lorien revealed. Alright, sure. Well, that was an unfortunate draw. Oh, they have Brotherhood's End. If I recall correctly, I might be mixing that up. No, I think I'm mixing that up with the previous game. That is a swamp. Sure. Is this the creativity? Ooh, that's game. GG's, well played. Dang, yeah. There was a point where I could have cracked Bobble looking for a Thoughtseize for this Arcana Cruelty, and that might have helped. But, yeah, I think that one probably just came down to not finding Ensnaring Bridge on time. I think I'm comfortable with that. It's a real shame that my chat isn't working. Here, give me a moment. I'm going to go ahead and pause the stream, get started for my third round, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I could have milled the Thoughtseize, and I chose not to. All right, I'll be back. Okay, and we are back up. Let's go ahead and start round 3 versus Rodeo. Hello, Rodeo. I would very much like to play first against you. What does this hand do? This hand does turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Profane Tutor, turn 3 Pray for a Land. It has no lock. It has 1 discard spell. It has a Pithing Needle, which may or may not be relevant. I'm gonna mulligan this. I don't like this hand. Right into the famed 1-lander. Oh, that is brutal. My opponent has got 7. Oh, I don't know if I can justify this, though. I just genuinely don't know. That Assassin's Trophy looks pretty bad. It's graphic. I'm gonna ship it. Dang, is this really the best hand I've seen this entire time? I'm gonna keep the Pixis. I just, do not like this. At least this hand has an Ensnaring Bridge in it. I just really need my 3rd land. But I have no way to dig for it, is the problem. That is a swamp. That is a Thoughtseize. That is terrible. Yeah, I really could not afford to get Thoughtseize there. Pithing Needle, when I don't even know. Yeah, actually, my chat's working now. Look at that. I don't know what happened. I just needed to restart my local server. Please draw a land. Pretty, please. It's like a 1 out of 3 chance or something like that. Just give it a minute. It will update. We're good. Hey, that's a Pithing Needle target. And honestly, I think I will spend this turn just throwing Pithing Needle onto Psychic Frog and then killing Psychic Frog. Wow, they just let it happen. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna take that. And I will shock in, because if I draw something good, then I need to be able to play it. Target creature gets -2/-2. And perhaps this is respecting Psychic Frog way too much. But I just really don't want them to draw a bunch of cards here. Okay, see, that one I can handle. Let's go ahead and exile the top. My opponent has 5 cards in hand to my 0. But I am about to pop this Urza Saga. And make a blocker for that Psychic Frog. So let's go ahead and grab a Lantern here. Atraxa Grand Unifier. Yeah, that's what I figured. They're on some sort of Reanimator build. They can no longer discard that Atraxa to their Psychic Frog. And interestingly enough, actually, the fact that they are not playing another land, they didn't play another land on their previous turn, tells me they were really relying on Psychic Frog connecting in order to draw their lands. So I just might keep them off lands. That is a Solitude. Wow, that's a Solitude. They exiled the Atraxa to do that? They did. Yeah, you got it. They pretty desperately want this Plains, I think. What could they want this Plains for? They could want it for a Teferi. They could want it for a Wrath of the Skies. I don't think I'm going to let them have it. I don't really want this Blooming Marsh anyway. Yeah, you got an Ephemerate. That's okay. I say now until they play a Pelagi Archaeologist, so then just completely wreck my face. Not feeling very favored. Oh, they're ending my Pixis. Yeah, you got it. And I do not want to play Stirrings right now. I want to draw that Inquisition. Wow! Force of Negation! Exiling Pelagi Archaeologist. That's incredible. Yeah, you got it. I definitely do not want to, I definitely do not want to let that Inquisition go anymore. And that was a Meticulous Archive. They have one unknown in hand. They're about to draw a Goryo's. I still don't feel favored in this game. Meticulous Archive is gone. Solitude most likely going to be gone. Solitude is gone. Now I will draw this Inquisition. Still not going to fire off that Stirrings. I don't need to. I still want to draw that Shredder. So I'm just going to draw it. And it's an Atraxa. Atraxa, Grand Unifier. Very clearly going to take this Goryo's Vengeance here. Let me just look at their hand. Yeah. Alright. Just going to assess my situation here. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I still don't think I'm winning this game. But I am going to play it out just in case. They got 1, 2, 3, 4. So Tainted Indulgence is not a discard outlet. Sorry about that. Okay, Flooded Strand. Gonna go ahead and remove these stops. I don't need them right now. Emperor of Bones. And my deck continuing to feed me things that I like. Let's go ahead and play this Shredder. Do I want to take this? Or do I just want to... They have an Ephemerate, so they can save their Psychic Frog from something? I kinda want to find a bridge right now. Honestly, I kinda want to find a bridge. I'm gonna try digging for a bridge. That's not a bridge. That is a Blooming Marsh. They're gonna fire off this Tainted Indulgence. Draw an Emperor of Bones. They could just adapt it immediately and make it a really big boy. What would be worse than that? Huh. A Prismatic Ending would be worse than that. I'm gonna let them have it. They drew a Emperor of Bones. Emperor of Bones and a Watery Grave. They already have a reanimation effect in hand, so I'm probably not going to be able to fight them on that. Tainted Indulgence is gone. Ooh, the tricky thing here is that I only have access to Shredders. They keep the Goryo's Vengeance on top of their deck. Jeez, man. Yeah, I'm not winning this. They can just hard cast Atraxa here in a second, too. Honestly, I just need to find my bridge. I think I'm just going to let them have the Faithful Mending. I just need to find my bridge. That's an Assassin's Trophy, which can at least take out the Psychic Frog. But I don't know if that's really what the game is about right now. I think the game is about me finding my Ensnaring Bridge. Marsh Flats and another Marsh Flats. Alright, so now they've got an island. Faithful Mending is gone. Ah, yes, that'll do it. Alright. So, yeah, that wasn't really a secret that I was going to be losing that. Give me a second. Give me just a second. Sorry, I forgot what my sideboard guide for this says. It says... Really? -1 Ancient Stirrings, -3 Mishra's Bauble, and then up on Duress and Extirpate, and that's it? I guess there are plenty of needle targets, aren't there? Okay, I'll try it. I'll see how I feel about it. I don't know if I'm confident in that, though. Another one-lander. This one does have an Extirpate in it, and it has a lock. I think I'm going to keep this. Do I shuffle Lantern if I don't find a land on top of my deck? I don't know. Oh, they're mulliganing. I mulligan to 6. Oh, doesn't matter. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so they got a Marsh Flats. Marsh Flats is gone. Hollowed Fountain is gone. Let's go ahead and... Do I want that in Collective Brutality? I'm not entirely certain yet. No, I don't think I need it. Do I care if they have access to Thoughtseize? I kind of want to keep my Extirpate. I think I'd rather leave them with the combo in hand, honestly. All right, so this is what they had. This is what I took. This is what I'm grabbing here. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Let's get that Codex Shredder down underneath that consign. All right, so they're playing Polluted Delta. Now, let's see if I can do the funny. Do I do the funny? I think I'm going to do the funny. I'm going to do the funny. Let's go ahead and take this Atraxa. And never pass priority ever again. But I don't necessarily want them having that Grizzle brand either. Yeah, no, you may not have that. Consigned to Memory, Flooded Strand, Marsh Flats. They have 3 prismatic endings. They have Ulamog the Defiler? Are you freaking kidding me? I need a lock. Where's my lock? Where's my lock? Oh, that's Ancient Stirrings. Okay, that's my lock. Alright, so what cards do they have that I care about? 2 Philagis. 3 Emperor of Bones, maybe. These Prismatic Endings, Psychic Frogs. They got a decent chunk of stuff that I care about. Temporary Lockdown sucks. Alright. Oh, man. I don't want them having that Tainted Indulgence either. Okay, so I'm going to have to get a little bit lucky here. Just a little bit. Temporary Lockdown. You know, if you fired that off right now, I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't even be mad. And if you didn't fire that off right now, then I would take it with one of my discard spells. Yeah. And let's go ahead and fire off this Lantern, because I kind of want that 3rd land anyway. And this Lantern is an immediately slightly stronger lock. Temporary Lockdown is gone. You know, I'll let you have the Thoughtseize. If you keep the Thoughtseize, then I'll let you have the Thoughtseize. Ooh, Faithful Mending. I don't know if I'm quite ready for that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and shuffle that. You can have an island, that's fine. I don't know if I can keep them off Faithful Minning forever, though. I think I might just have to fade it. Prismatic Ending. Are you for reals? Do I even want a Pithing Needle at this point? I don't think I do. Oh, yeah. You can fetch. That's fine. I'm fine with that. You can fetch. Wow. Really? Well, this, Stirrings might have to find a lantern now. Thoughtseize. They're not firing off the Thoughtseize. What are they saving up for? I'm going to fire off this Ancient Stirrings now. I think I'm going to take this Grafdigger's Cage as consign bait. There we go. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was very kind of you to do. Okay. We're starting to get a little bit of control over this game. Consigned to memory. It's gone. They have another Thoughtseize. And what, like a land or something? Oh, they discarded both the Thoughtseize. Well, I forgot what the third card was, so... Do I want them to have a force? Not particularly. They can have a Gorios, that's fine. Oh, it was an island. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this game's locked up, more or less. I'm just gonna check their graveyard just to make sure. Yeah. This game's locked up. I'm not gonna be aggro milling them until I get my second Pixis under me. But now I just have control over the game. Like, I just control what people draw. And I'm just going to be very careful to never let them have a legendary creature in the graveyard. Do I even... No, I'll go ahead and mill it. I don't think I need Ensnaring Bridge at this point. Okay, and we got it. Alright, well that was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. It wasn't great. It wasn't great, but it was decent. I'll go ahead and just run it back. That game brought to you by my opponent doing Stone Cold Nothing with their 7-card hand. Do they have a 7-card hand? No, they had a 6-card hand. That game brought to you by my opponent doing Stone Cold Nothing. Sorry, opponent. This hand is absolute garbage. It does turn 1 Duress, turn 2 Profane Tutor, turn 3 Saga tokens, but I don't think that this is enough to disrupt them. I'm gonna mulligan. It's got the Stirrings. I'm gonna keep this and I'm gonna bottom a Shredder. How likely is it that my opponent's going to just turn 2 just absolutely crush my stuff. I don't think it's that likely. I'm gonna grab an overgrown tomb here. Grab, play my lantern. Psychic Frog! How lovely. I don't like them drawing that Psychic Frog. No, thank you. But I don't have a choice in the matter. Not really. I could have sacrificed my lantern if I really wanted to, but I don't think I really wanted to do that. Fortunately, I'm just drawing running lands. Ugh. What do I even take here? What do I even take here? I kind of don't want them having double Faithful Mending. And honestly, if they have one Psychic Frog, then they're having 2 is not that bad, I guess. Flashback, man. Flashback on this. I kind of just want to ruin the consistency of this hand. And they can discard any of these cards that they want at will. Yeah, I'm going to take the Faithful Mending. I'm going to play this Urza Saga. Play this Shredder. And I'm going to shred that Prismatic Ending. Leaving them with a swamp. Thank goodness. You may have a swamp. Alright, Flooded Strand. They're going to draw that Consign. That's unfortunate. Maybe they'll consign my Urza Saga trigger. Just maybe. Or maybe they'll just play Psychic Frog. Consign? Nope. How do I want to do this? Currently, they don't actually have a way of beating my constructs. Unless they go all in on a Psychic Frog. I think I would be willing to throw a Psychic Frog under the bus, though. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and make a construct here. They're going to draw that Ephemerate. Play that Swamp. I'm going to set my stop. I'm going to create my 3/3. I'm going to block one of these. They can discard their stuff if they want to save it. That's fine. Yep, Atrax is gone. Gristlebrand's gone? Gristlebrand's gone. Shadowy Backstreet. Interesting. How do I want to play this? They could make this into a 6/7 if they really wanted to, which is bigger than what my constructs can handle. Do I just want to dig myself into a discard spell? Kind of want to just dig myself into a discard spell. Faithful Mending now. That's fair. Okay. Yep, you got a Consign and an Emperor of Bones. And they discarded Shadowy Backstreet and Ephemerate, as is expected. They have another Consign on top of their deck. They're insane. Wow, they're insane. Huh. Well, I have an Ensnaring Bridge here. I could very simply just grab Pithing Needle for Psychic Frog. And I think I'm going to do that. So now my token is bigger than what they can handle. They can have all of the consigns that they want in the world. If they can't remove this... Oh, they have an Emperor of Bones. Probably should have Pithing Needled that. Yeah, I should have Pithing Needled that. Oopsie. They can just do whatever they want now. Yeah, I feel like this game got away from me. All they need to do now is just Emperor of Bones. I'm gonna let them do it. Yep. Yeah, I really should have needled that Emperor of Bones instead. But if I didn't, then these Psychic Frogs would have gotten away from me. Yeah, they're just gonna go ahead and Atraxa here. They're gonna throw an Atraxa at me. Alright, now I just need to see... Oh, and they can ephemerate their Emperor Bones too. That's brutal. Okay. Yeah, they got all sorts of nasty stuff in here. Perhaps this Thoughtseize should have taken the second Psychic Frog. I wonder how the game would have gone if I had done that. Yeah, I'm just going to take a ton of damage here. So they chose... Yeah, this game's not worth playing any longer, I think. Is it? Oh, I'll go ahead and play it out. They chose Ephemerate, Thoughtseize, Ulamog the Defiler, and Flooded Strand. Oh, they just let it go. Oh, they have a Consigned Memory still up. Yeah, I don't really see a way out of this. I'm going to go ahead and concede the game. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I wouldn't have seen a way out of that. Alright, so Thoughtseize taking second Psychic Frog might have helped. This Needle should have named Emperor of Bones. That just completely swung the wrong position. I think that was a misplay. Oh well. I'll go ahead and mark it as a loss, and I'll move on to the next round. All right, and we are back for round 4. Yeah, Pedro, I might not have needed to make the constructs. Maybe I could have played the Codex and Stirrings instead. Um, Maybe I could have. Honestly, I think I was just a little bit too afraid of those consigns that they had in hand. But, all right. I'll go ahead and start round 4 versus Waffle is King, maybe? Hello, Maple. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I still have not been able to draw a decent hand. What does this hand do? This hand casts turn 1 Thoughtseize into turn 2 Thoughtseize. And does nothing after that, huh? I don't really like this hand. It doesn't have a lock. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan this. Alright, I gotta keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna bottom the Collective Brutality. And I am going to spend my first turn just looking for a land that's not a land. Alright, please draw a land. Please draw a land. That's not a land either. Ooh. This could be very bad. And I'm playing against OG Scapeshift. Yeah, you got it. So they got a mountain in hand now? Okay. I think I can afford to hold up on the Thoughtseize for one more turn. There's the land. Okay. So Dryad's out. I will not let you have that Scapeshift. You may have a mountain. Are you serious? Oh, man. Alright, so I think they have at least a mountain in hand. Wow, that's just absolutely brutal for me. That's just not fun for me at all. Alright, well, let's see what's in their hand. Pyroclasm and mountain, sure. I need to find a way to actually straight up kill one of these two things. This is just dumb for 6. I think I need pretty tight draw control right now. I'm gonna go ahead and Pixis. Scapeshift, are you serial? Well, I'm officially digging to, wow. I'm officially digging to a 2-outer, which is my Assassin's Trophy. Dude, this is just a brutal start right off the bat. I'm taking that swamp. Gonna go ahead and slam this bridge, try and stem the bleeding a little bit. Take that wish. The One Ring. Jeez, I don't know if I can answer that. I'm gonna take that too. Alright, you know what? At least that's only 3 damage. I cannot let them have that. I'm going to go ahead and exile on upkeep. Still digging for my out. Ancient Stirrings is not my out. I do need to actually cast one of these now. Yeah, I'll take the Shredder. All right. It's just a matter of if I can find the Assassin's Trophy now. Oh, you can have an Arboreal Grazer. That's fine. That's fine. Keep the Arboreal Grazer. Keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. Pithing Needle. Probably not worth keeping. I don't need this Ensnaring Bridge. Huh. Here, give me just a moment. Gotta get some real life stuff done. All right, my apologies for the delay. Okay, my mic is still working. I'm going to take the Lantern here. That's an Urza Saga. I don't believe that is good enough. Arboreal Grazer. Yeah, I don't believe that's good enough. Let's go ahead and just exile here. Oh wow, another Arboreal Grazer. Yeah, you got it. Profane Tutor might actually be fast enough here. I think Profane Tutor's fast enough. All right, now I'm full on opponent's draw control here. Yeah, Arboreal Grazer. Search your library for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. I think I'm actually comfortable with them drawing that. Yeah, the best that they could get is a Surveil land. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and play out this Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, because this doesn't make... Yeah, it doesn't, like, affect lands that are already in the deck. Like, it wouldn't make a fetch land into a forest. Or a fetch land into a mountain, I mean. So this will just deal 3 to me. Okay, good. Okay, this Profane Tutor is going to come off Suspend. Right on time. It's going to fetch my out. Okay, and then I'm going to do this. Just making sure I chose the correct target, right? 𝗟𝗓𝗩𝗘 needs to go. There we go. Okay, now I don't care about much. Another 𝗟𝗓𝗪𝗘, sure. Okay. Let's see what they're going to do from here. Well, that was pretty close, wasn't it? But I think that this game is wrapped up now. Yeah, you can go ahead and mill. Save targets, have them mill again. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and grab a Pixis here.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, you know, when these people across the street, I think their names was the Joneses, you know.
Okay, so, yeah, I'm just gonna let them draw dead until the game is over.
That was just the beginning. I heard so much things.
They have all of the Dryads that they could ever possibly want. And it just doesn't matter because their 𝗟𝗪𝗘 is gone. Alright, that's gone. That's gone. That's gone. That's definitely gone. And that's fine. Let's go ahead and drain our opponent for 2. Them having wishes in the main board is kind of scary. I don't really want to draw this Saga because it's going to eat time. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So they're going to have, like, what, 3 draws? 4 draws? Something like that? this game should be wrapped up pretty soon. Targeting myself with that Inquisition because it genuinely just doesn't matter. And they will not get another draw step. I don't even have to play out any more cards. So they've got the One Ring that I need to worry about. They've obviously got their Valakuts that I need to worry about. But honestly, I think it's all going to be okay. The Wishes are probably terrifying too. Lots of Wishes. All right. Okay. So that is the first game in that match. Sorry, I'm still sick. So let's go ahead and begin sideboarding for this matchup. Terra Sunders in the deck. Extirpates in the deck. Duresses perhaps in the deck. Cling to Dust, not necessary. Grafdigger's Cage, not necessary. 3 Pithing Needles. I don't think I need 3. I think 2 is probably fine. Collective Brutality. I'm not entirely sold on. If I were to keep it like this, then I'd probably just side out the Mishra's Baubles and just hope to not draw another freaking one-lander. Is that a mold of 5? No, it's mold of 6. I want on a mold of 6. Okay. Do I want all of these cards? Inquisition is not very strong. Oh, it does take their Dryads, but it doesn't... It notably does not take their... Oh, it takes their Wishes. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I Inquisition and I see Escape Shift, I'm going to be very sad. If I Inquisition and I see a Dryad, no, I think I'm going to take out the Inquisitions. I think Escape Shift is just too important to hit. Notably, haven't seen energy at all this this league. That's kind of nice. I'm fully expecting to get steamrolled by it in the next match. Alright, just waiting for my opponent to decide if they want to be on the play or not. Wow, they're really taking their time on that, aren't they? Oh well. I suppose I was taking my time helping out my fiance while she was sick too, so things happen. Best and worst matchups for Lantern in this meta. You know, honestly, I've kind of been struggling against a lot of the field lately, but I think that's just a personal anecdote. I think a better person to ask that question would be Taddy99 in the Lantern Control Discord server. I do have a link to that if you're not in there already. I personally feel that energy, the Boros or Mardu energy... Oh, they've disconnected, huh? The Boros or Mardu energy matchup is difficult because it's just so dang fast. You really need to be teched against it. Like, I've got 2 Collective Brutality, 2 Flaying Tendrils in my sideboard. My Brutalities are in the main. I've got 3 Bloodchief's Thirst in the sideboard, and it still feels like I'm just behind all the time. I feel like I've had a relatively easy time against Jeskai Control. Just probably because of the extra discard that I play in my main deck. The extirpates in the side have really helped out with that too. I feel like this Scape Shift is probably a decent matchup. But again, you don't really see that in the meta very often. Let's see if I can actually... Oh, hey, my opponent's here. Give me a second. Oh, you know what's an easy matchup? Murktide. Murktide is an easy matchup. Discard and just slam a bridge. They have almost no outs to it. This hand is absolute garbage. I'm going to mulligan that. This hand is unkeepable. No lands. Alright, so they're beginning the game with 6 cards. I'm going to begin the game with 5, I guess. I'm going to bottom this basic Swamp and a Mishra's Bauble. This just does not feel good. Yeah, I just don't think I'm winning this. Should I really have gone to 4, though? I'm just not sure. That's a Lantern. I think I want the Lantern. Oh, that's true, Maple. Yeah, there's a spreadsheet that the community has been using for many, many, many years to keep track of specifically what we're good against and what we're bad against. And it's got how many matches in it? It's got a ton of matches in it. I could really use one of my 8 discard spells right now. Snaring Bridge. It's not really that good in this situation. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play my Saga and then suspend this Profane Tutor, even though I think it's probably going to be too slow. My opponent's gonna have all of this upcoming turn and the next turn after that. And I just have 0 draw control here. I think they're just gonna turn for me. They're just gonna Goldfish turn for me. Needle, really. I don't like the idea of having Needle in my hand. Do I want to make a construct? Why? I don't think I want to make a construct. Another ensnaring bridge. Oh, jeez. I think I'm just gonna empty my hand. I think I need to include a link to that. I need to include a link to that spreadsheet in my link section on my page. All right, so they got a flare of cultivation, and they're going to combo kill me right now, because I did not do anything at all to disrupt them, and they've probably had a escape shift in hand this entire game. I'm getting a turn. Are you serious? No. I'm getting a turn? Whoa, no way. No way I'm getting a turn. This is great. Now I just need to hope that one discard spell is good enough. Yeah, let's go ahead and cast this. I am gonna grab a Thoughtseize, because I don't know what if I need to grab a Dryad. I probably don't need to grab a Dryad, but still, I'm gonna grab the Thoughtseize. Let's go ahead and take... I think Shredder might actually be good enough. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get a Shredder. Okay. No way, man. No way. No way it's this easy. Nothing's ever this easy. Of course it's not this easy. So that means that their last card in hand has to be Escape Shift. Well, at least I don't lose the 2 life. Yeah, there's no way on Earth that I don't just die here, right? But they still have the same number of lands in play that they did before. I need to know what that unknown card in hand is. They're just firing off a Flare of Cultivation? Alright, so 2 forests. I'm gonna go ahead and take that Escape Shift. Yeah, I feel like they were just relying on disrupting me over a longer period of time. I just don't really... I don't know. I don't really feel good about any of this. Oh, I didn't need to play that Lantern. I could have kept that up for a Fomori Vault. That was a bit of a misplay there. That might actually be relevant. I'm just... like, if they're gonna combo kill me, then... ah, there it is. That's what they had in their hand. Yep, okay. We'll make them have it. I could have been more aggressive about taking them off of that Veil of Summer and then milling myself into a discard spell. Yeah. That's a lot of Allocate triggers. Yeah, I could have been a bit more aggressive about milling myself into a discard spell and keeping them off of that Veil of Summer. I just figured they would have done it by now if they had it. But I guess 7 mana line is a bit of a big line, isn't it? Although they really didn't need to wait this long, did they? Okay. Well, let me see if I would have even drawn a discard spell. I would have had a Duress down there somewhere. Well, that does make the Inquisitions more appealing. Knowing that they have those wishes, which I kind of forgot about while sideboarding. I think I'll try it. Just max discard, max hate. I would like to play first. Thanks for asking. And I have a decent hand. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep this. Do I fetch Shock or do I just fetch? I'm gonna fetch Shock. I need to be able to play my Assassin's Trophy if I draw it. Okay. And now I have discard for every turn of the game. Okay, there we go. That forest is gone. That commercial district is going to Surveil the top. No. Yeah, you got it. Do I even want to play Urza Saga right now? I think that depends on what my opponent has in hand. Okay. Okay, sure. Well, Scapeshift isn't going to be immediately lethal. But I do want to get this Urza Saga out of the way now so that I can answer that One Ring. And I don't actually even need to fire off a Thoughtseize right now. I can literally just Mycosynth Gardens. Ooh. Drawing a Pithing Needle, you don't say. Yeah, I can just suspend this now. Let them draw that One Ring. That One Ring will cantrip. They played a forest into a One Ring. That's fine. They're gonna get a Stomping Ground. And I'm really slow rolling this Thoughtseize here. I don't really need to do anything different. And here I'm going to grab... The Scapeshift in their hand is the only thing that I truly fear. But that skate shift is nowhere near lethal. I'm gonna grab a Shredder. That's a land. I love to see it. Okay, so the One Ring is needled. I actually might just spend this turn copying my Shredder with the Mycosynth Gardens. And then I can Thoughtseize them next turn. They're playing that Wooded Foothills. They just don't have enough ramp. Ah, well, I could have milled that. I could have milled that. Yeah, that was a bit careless of me. I actually can't let them draw that. Oh, Profane Tutor's coming off Suspend. Do I even want to cast this? Do I even want to cast this? I mean, worst case scenario, I can just grab a land, right? Oh, their Valakut's in the graveyard. The Valakut's in the graveyard, never mind. Yeah, I want this extirpate. Okay, I just don't care about anything anymore. The One Ring is gone. Explore. I played Mountain. Yeah, you got it. I played a Stomping Ground. And we're gonna just do a tiny little boop. That's 3 of them gone, notably. So they could have a 4th in their sideboard with Wish. Traxxas Fall. Destroy target artifact, battle, enchantment, or creature with flying. Sure. Sure. Dryads are in there. But yeah. I don't really fear much in this deck anymore. Sure. Gonna go ahead and surveil as much as they can. But they don't actually have any draw, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, this game's wrapped up. I don't even need them to draw the Veil of Summer. Another one, really? Alright, yeah, I'll go ahead and take that. You may have an Explorer. I'm gonna yield to that. And I'm gonna mill myself here because I want to mill rock a little sooner than an Urza Saga. Yeah, see, that Ancient Stirrings is nice. I just have so much discard in hand. Actually, I'll take the Urza Saga. It's fine. Alright. I'm gonna keep one rock. Yeah, because I don't want them drawing that Dryad. It's just a clock, and I don't need them to have it. Let's go ahead and play this. Let's go ahead and take their Explore. Okay. And we're fine. Nice. We got the match win. By the skin of our teeth. Yeah. Counting lands is how we did it. We counted to 7. Congratulations. I can count to 7. All right. I'll go ahead and start up round 5. For a positive record. Against Mark. Hello, Mark. Yes, I would like to play first against you, Mark. And we are just... Alright. Alright, we're keeping up the tradition of drawing absolutely terrible hands. This hand has a way of digging for its third land, or has a way of digging for a lantern or something if I find the third land. My opponent has not revealed a Gigantha, so I'm more likely to keep the Thoughtseize than the Inquisition. Hi, Mark. Yeah, I'm going to keep the Thoughtseize here. And I'm actually... Do I fire off Thoughtseize turn 1? Yeah, I'll fire off Thoughtseize turn 1. One of these. Okay, well, the take very obviously here is the Ren's Resolve. Just because that's what provides them with their digging power. But if I'm able to miraculously just rip a Lantern Lock off the top, then I might be able to cut them off lands. Let's see. I'm probably not going to be able to do much else. That's a pretty good hand. Let's just hope that you have another land in it. Uh-oh. They milled a Bloodstained Mire. That means that they drew their second land. That's not good. I was kind of counting on that. I am going to play a Slitherbore Pathway. I'm going to play this Ancient Stirrings, and I'm going to beg for a Grafdigger's Cage. That's not a Grafdigger's Cage. I think I'm going to take a Lantern of Insight here. I'm losing this first game. I can already smell it. I'm losing this. I would have gotten the Saga if I thought it would have been fast enough. But it's not fast enough. My opponent has their second land. They're going to play all sorts of nasty things. Right now, I need to be finding a Pithing Needle for that back half of Ral, I think. Ooh. Yeah, they're just absolutely wrecking me here. There's the land. There's the Pyretic Ritual. Yeah, they're going to try and go off now. That's a round. Oh, the commercial district is gone. But didn't they have like another Desperate Ritual or something? I think they did. Do I make them shuffle? Let me see if they flip Rala first. They won the flip and chose to not flip it. I would just have to hope that they don't hit off this Ren's Resolve. They already have a Ren's Resolve in the graveyard, though, so if they find a Past in Flames... I think I have to take the risk. Alright. I think they're going off way too prematurely, by the way. So they got a Desperate Ritual and a Ruby Medallion, which is probably the best that they could have possibly got for me. Desperate Ritual. So now they can cast 2 more spells. Two more instant and sorceries, I mean. They lost the flip. So the Desperate Ritual out of their hand is gone. The Grape Shot out of their hand is gone. So that's their entire hand. Now it comes down to if they win this flip. They lost flip. They spent their entire hand to do like 7 or 8 damage to me. Wow. Yeah, they should not have gone off that early. They should not have gone off that early. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to play this Codex Shredder. I'm then going to play this Infernal Tutor. And then we're all going to be kind of sad for a little bit. They're going to poke me. That's fine. But yeah, I need to dig myself into something nice here. Alright, Profane Tutor's going to come off suspend here in another turn or so. And I don't believe I want this Mishra's Bauble. Ooh, yeah. They may not have this Valakut Awakening. That would be terrible. Alright, Elegant Parlor is gone. Ral Monsoon Mage is swinging in. I'm going to go ahead and take that Valakut Awakening. Questing Druid. Yeah, they can't have that either. And here I'm going to stack it such that Mishra's Bauble is underneath the Profane Tutor. So that I can cast Profane Tutor first. Yes, I will cast it. And I'm going to grab a Pyxis of Pandemonium here. Ooh, yes, I will take another Profane Tutor. Thank you. And I'll take a Grafdigger's Cage. Thank you very much. But first off, let's see what they're going to draw. You may not have a Ren's Resolve. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and take that. You may have a Wooded Foothills. Alright, so I'll go ahead and suspend Profane Tutor here. I'm just going to get as tight of a lock on as I can. And I'm digging myself into eventually an Urza Saga. Just very eventually. Yeah, I had a pretty insane series of hits there. That was really good. The Grafdigger's Cage was really nice. And I don't think I want to draw this Thoughtseize, so I have the luxury of not... There we go. I want to draw that. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh, I have this Ensnaring Bridge in my hand that I could cast whenever I wanted to, I suppose, but whatever. I keep forgetting that I just have Ensnaring Bridge. I can stop taking damage at any time. I just have other things that seem to be more of a priority right now. So this build does have the main board Grape Shot, which means that Wish isn't... Surgicling Wish or Extirpating Wish isn't just an auto win. Attack? There you go. But regardless, I am going to go ahead and exile this Wish. Okay, that's gone. Yeah, you can have another round. I will go ahead and cast this. I don't need to cast Ensnaring Bridge right now. Like, I can wait until I'm all the way at 1 life. Do I even grab an Urza Saga here? Just to close out the game? Yeah, sure. Alright, fine. I'll go ahead and win the game. Ral, Leyline Prodigy. Now I'm not even going to bother casting the Ensnaring Bridge. Nope, you don't want the Wooded Foothills. You do want the Ren's Resolve. I'm not going to let you have it. Sorry. You may look at it as it goes into your graveyard. Okay. So now I'm going to make a big boy. Big boy is into house. But, like, this really just doesn't matter. I'm just doing this because I need to win the game eventually, right? Alright, there we go. Okay, well, I am more than prepared for Storm. I am over-prepared for Storm. They just kind of got the splash hate from all of the other stuff that I do. So 3 damping spheres, 2 additional duresses, 2 extirpates, siding out all of my ensnaring bridges, siding out 2 profane tutors, and siding out 1 pithing needle. I'm bringing out Profane Tutor just because, like, you know, I actually might do this slightly differently. What I might do is I might keep my Profane Tutors in, side out my Clinked Dust, and side out an additional needle. I don't know. How do I feel about this? How do I feel about this? Do I really want another pithing needle? Like, yeah, needling Ral is important. But I feel like Ral's manageable if you just don't... I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna try this, and if this feels good, then I might update my sideboard guide to do it. Wow, this hand is giving me pause. This hand does turn 1 Lantern, turn 2 Cage Pixis. Or it does turn 1 Cage. It does not have any discard. The Ancient Stirrings is too slow. It's kind of already like a Mold of 6. The Profane Tutor is kind of already like a Mold of 5. The attraction to this hand is that it has a Grafdigger's Cage in it. I feel like I really want a discard heavy hand. But it has a lock. I can find discard if I want to. I'm not... This is something that I think I want to talk about. Like, and maybe I'll throw this in the Discord or something. But I'm not going to keep this. This is better. This is just better. This is just straight up better. Yeah, this is just way better. Oh, and I have a Lantern. I don't think that I should do anything other than turn 1 Inquisition, unfortunately. What are you running? Oh, it's just the kids. Don't worry about it. My cat is just so skittery. I think Glimpse is probably the take here, right? Yeah, because they can have their mana as much as they like. But if I just take the Glimpse... But they don't currently have a way of... Oh, Damping Sphere. I guess if I take the Row... Glimpse... the Impossible. If I take the Row, then they're priced into turn 2 Ruby Medallion. Unless they top deck a Ritual. In which case they could do Ritual, Medallion, Manamorphose, Glimpse, I guess. Maple says to take a Reducer because I have Sphere in hand. I guess that's true. If I play Sphere, then they have to remove Sphere. I forget about that. I'm not used to playing with Damping Sphere. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and take a Ral. Wow, Sphere just makes this so easy. Alright, they milled an Elegant Parlor. They're gonna play their Sacred Foundry and a Ruby Medallion. Do I even place... Yeah, I'm gonna play Sphere. I'm just gonna make it so that they can't combo off. I don't think I'm gonna play Sphere. Do I play Sphere? Dude, I'm just so not used to playing with this card. I could play Lantern Thoughtseize, take their Glimpse, and just make their life absolutely miserable. I could play Sphere and make their life absolutely miserable. But if I play Sphere now, then I'm not going to be able to play Lantern Shredder. I think I'm going to play Lantern first. I don't think I should play Sphere right now. I think I'm locked under my own lands too much. It's the Pyretic Ritual. Yeah, I'll go ahead and Thoughtseize then. They got Mountain. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Glimpse. And that's a Pyretic Ritual. And I don't even think I need lands anymore. Yeah, I'm not convinced I need lands anymore. Let's just go ahead and play out this Damping Sphere. Okay. So what I can do next is Anamorphose, Mountain, Pyretic Ritual. I don't think I care about Grape Shot. I don't think Grape Shot's going to actually kill me. I think I care about that more. So yeah, they're going to play Manamorphose and they're going to draw that Brow, unfortunately. And they do have the ability to play that round. Just straight up. Okay. They're choosing to do it. Which means I actually think I'm going to grab a Needle for Ral here, because I'm going to be drawing this Pixis. Then I can just very slowly deploy my Mill Rocks. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and grab a Needle for Ral. Pithing Needle. Ral, Monsoon Mage. Okay. And I haven't cast any spells this turn. But I am going to play this Pixis. Dude, I just feel like Storm is just easy mode. Yeah. I just, every single time I play against Ruby Storm, I feel like I shouldn't win, and then I win. And like, I'm not even 100% convinced that I needed Damping Sphere in that game. Like, if that Damping Sphere had just been a duress, like, I probably wouldn't have been okay. But the Damping Spheres are in my board for Amulet Titan specifically. And it's just happened to lol got him against Storm. Anyway, I am 3-2, thankfully. So, give me a moment. I'll go ahead and be right back with a little bit of an outro. Okay, so no energy this league, which makes me quite excited. I do not like playing against energy. I tolerate playing against it because I like playing this format and this deck. But if I had my choice, I don't think I would want energy in the format. But the deck felt better this time. It felt better than when I was just absolutely getting the life choked out of me by energy in the last league. The jury is still out on Cling to Dust, unfortunately. It has shown itself to be useful in a small number of situations, and I was able to exile a Flage with it last league, but I'm just still not sure. Now, the big thing about this particular league was Witherbloom Command. How do I feel about Witherbloom Command in the situations that we were put in this league? I feel like Witherbloom Command would have done stone cold nothing against Goryo's. Cling to Dust at least can counter a Goryo's Vengeance, or an Emperor of Bones trigger, or something like that. Just don't think Witherbloom Command was very good there. You know, I'm still not sure. I'm still not completely sure. At least Collective Brutality has text against Goryo's, which I kind of appreciated. I think I'm going to run it back in this exact configuration tomorrow, actually. I might try to find room for Witherbloom Command, but if I run into energy and I don't feel like I'm getting completely run over, then maybe I'll settle with this for a little bit. Maybe I'll just be settled. I'm still kind of considering turning a Mycosynth Gardens into some other land, but it's possible that I just ran into a spot of bad luck. I don't know. I think I need to play with this list more. I think I'm okay with that. So yeah, if you actually want to try this out yourselves, this is tentatively, shakily, the list that I would recommend you try for a traditional build. It's not particularly spicy, but it is consistent and it is good. I do recommend that you check out the links in the description for this stream. There are links to our Lantern Control community Discord, which has a plethora of resources. Maple was actually talking about a... oh, my chat died again. Maple was actually talking about a... oh, what's it called? A spreadsheet that has a bunch of data on it for matchups that people from all over the community have put in. And that's a really good resource for people who want to know matchups, how we fare against different decks, how different cards in the builds do, and honestly, it's got links to a bunch of other people's lists as well. I also, if you were looking for something that is more of a structured video, then 𝗟𝗜𝗩𝗘 has been releasing high quality, consistent videos about various builds of Lantern. I'm pretty much sticking to just traditional right now, but 𝗟𝗟𝗘 has been doing all sorts of insane stuff. It's been really cool watching their videos, and I think you should watch them too. 1 second. Geez, man, I'm just coughing all over the place. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate it. And I will be back tomorrow, same time, 9:30 in the morning in Central Time.